I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, please pray with us. Dear Lord, we come together this Monday morning to conduct our county's business. As always, please give us guidance and wisdom as we try to make the best decisions for Mills County. We also ask that you look after all our citizens who may be in need, protect them in this time, and fill their spirits with hope. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. All right. Good morning, everyone. We'll start off with audience and individuals. Mr. Williams, Mike is here, I guess. Well, excuse me, let me back up and do act on the minutes, August 26th and 29th and September the 8th. Jumping the gun.
On the 26th, one under one.
Okay.
Judge Pro Tim Smith. It should have been Williams.
Okay. Did you see that? On number one, it says Judge Pro Tem Williams called meeting or present of a quorum. And it had Judge Pro Tem SMIT, should be Williams.
I have Pro Tem Williams on mine.
Okay.
And you said it
Should be Williams.
He's on the Judge Pro Tem.
Yeah.
It's the second.
I'm not sure what minutes I have. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's the only correction I had. Nobody else had one. I move we approve all 3 minutes.
Okay, we got a motion. Everybody else had time to look at it? Got a second for Commissioner Parton. All those in favor say aye. We got 3 for, 1 abstain. Okay. Moving on. Audience with individuals. Mike, good morning.
So I want to talk about is the burn ban. And I think it'd be good to develop a way to have a more factual basis of doing the burn ban. The Forest Service has a drought monitor. Comanche County uses that. I think they're somewhere in the neighborhood of 550 in the total data. And we're in the 300 to 400 in Mills County on that same scale. And I think it'd be best to look at some factual information to come up with a way that we can find that we don't. As landowners, there really is a, I call it a war with cedars and mesquites, and when you have property over the country, it's something that's going to be up there. This last year, we haven't really had much time to burn anything. And it was nice to have a few days last week to do that. But I put the burn ban back on. I think the premature greater than it's been on here for the fire risk to leave low immediately behind. So no reason really to do that. I'd like to see it not have burn ban unless it's dire need, basically. Right now, we have 5 adjoining counties. 4 of the adjoining counties don't have burn ban. The only one that does is Hamilton County. It's connected up now. And what's going on in our neighborhoods. Look at the Forest Service is one of those. Another one is there is a Mills County Prescribed Burn Association, and they have a whatever a qualified person that puts together all of their plans. And he's a Mills County person. I just found out last week that the Parks and Wildlife regional person that does all of our wildlife lives in Rockaway. So you have two good resources of people that do this all the time, whether they're qualified and into and not to. What's the best way to do it? We're given the Prescribed Burn Association approval to do it during the burn ban. So I think those two would be good input. I think the Forest Service is another group that would be good input. How do we burn ban? We do burn bans now under our conditions now. We haven't been able to burn for months. I think it's not a good place. I recommend burn ban only in extreme circumstances. 30 years of living on Wolf Creek. First fire, house fire, started with the grinder. Ham's fire started with the lightning strike. Stifle Minor fire started with the welder. So in my neighborhood, fire departments come out for 30 years, to I'm out 3 times, and had nothing to do with burning brush. Most of the people that burn brush, no wind, no how, no what. It does occasionally get out. We've been doing it a long time. I hope we never call it that fire department. But another consideration is having a fee if the fire department has to come out if you start brush fire. That's what it is. Maybe if you want to start something with them. But I think we've made a consensus that we got to protect people from somebody not knowing what they're doing. I think there's a lot of people being harmed that doesn't have the ability to burn it needs to, especially you're not going to we have to do the burn. I recommend you take the burn ban off and keep it all as long as possible. Join the 4 counties that don't have one. It's a good factual information. You should put one on in line for the elections. Well, of course, the fire chief is another resource to have input from all of them. What they do, follow together to the a little more factual, based on the facts. Today, a great burn day, especially this morning. And we got a burn day. So I'd say look at the facts and what the conditions are, and look at some of the resources of the expert. Control that in person, parking lot, Forest Service, providing guidance on what the record good way to structure burn bans. I'd say have less of them before. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And as you know, after the consent agenda, we are going to discuss the outdoor burning. So thank you. And we also have today, Judge Smith is here for any questions on when we get to line item budget amendments. So now we'll do the consent agenda. Without going through all the reports, treasurer's report, MCAD report, county clerk's report, district clerk report, county tax report, assessor's report, extension agent's report, sheriff's report, JP report, county judge's receipts, Hamilton EMS and veteran service officer report. So on y'all's package. Any questions? This one now? Yes, turn it on. Any questions on the consent agenda? No questions. I'll make a motion. We approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
3, 4, 1 abstain. Commissioner Wright. Okay. Action agenda number 5. Consider an act on ban on outdoor burning. I don't think we did. My apologies. I'm glad you're looking after us. Review and act on accounts payables, back to that. Excuse me. Any questions, comments?
My only comment was, at the last meeting. We had the deal and it just said battery and for $600 and something, and somehow the figures didn't come up right. And I wasn't against it. I guess I just didn't do my homework and get it clarified, but it was the batteries in for the generator and they're in here to be approved, but it just, either they do more checking, not opposed to paying the bills by any means. But battery major, it's a battery major auto parts, $646. And I thought, well, a battery don't cost $646. So that was my question on it, but it's fine. It's in here. It's gonna be paid.
Okay. Any other questions? Well, I'll make a motion. We approve the accounts payable.
I'll second
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
it.
Any opposed?
I'll abstain also.
Abstain on that. So 3 ayes and Commissioner Wright abstains. Okay, now let's go to the action agenda number 5. Consider an act on ban on outdoor burning. And I'll start things off. I'll give comments to our board and our citizens on how the burn ban transpired over the last 2 weeks. So on August 27, 28th, we were blessed with good rains throughout the county. On Monday morning, August 29th, we had a temporary lifting of the burn ban. More rain occurred on the evening of the 29th and 30th, and we lifted the burn ban August 30th. 11 days later, on Thursday, September 8th, I was at a meeting with the Central Texas Council of Governments in Belton, when I got a call from our fire chief, David Swartz, who stated there had been some fires and felt like we need to put the burn ban back on. Since I was out of the office, I proposed that we could put the ban back on Friday at lunch, which we did. I contacted our commissioners and visited 3 of them the situation. I also monitor the weather daily, and the forecast starting around Wednesday of last week had also changed. The chance of rain was taken out of the forecast with temperatures in the mid-90s. From my observation, about half the county is still wet and could burn. However, the other half's getting dry. And as you know, we can't do a burn ban just in one part of the county or other. It has to be countywide. So as I previously stated, I always try to err on the side of safety. One other comment, and again, back to our county, the western end is really the driest part and somewhat the south end. The LCRA has 4 to 5 gauges throughout the county that anyone can pull up. Now, there's a gauge on the Colorado River in the west end of the county that year to date has only had 12.4 inches of rain. So again, anytime a fire chief in Mills County calls me, I've been taking, I want to take their side and go with their recommendation. And that was a sequence of events. And I'll leave it to our commissioners. You'll have your comments on the burn ban, how it transpired, or your thoughts on it.
Well, out in our precinct, it was awful dry out there, Jim. So that's the reason that I thought we should put it on. Dale came out, looked at it the other day, and we had a couple fires up there, you said, is that not correct?
I wouldn't call them fires. I think I've seen where it got away from brush pile, burned maybe 100 foot in the bar ditch. Did jump the road, maybe burned the spot the size of that table. I did go out there and look at it. Actually, I drove by that place twice thinking there was a bad fire somewhere. I've had a pretty tough weekend with people in my part of the world. I honestly think that I don't think we need it. Because the issue that we've got right now is we've got one of the largest places around. They're burning in Comanche County. And the same place is in Comanche and Mills County, and they're supposed to stop at the county line. And there's no different conditions on this side than there is that side. I know they don't govern the whole county, but we have been under a burn ban the majority of this year because it's been extremely bad. Hopefully the worst of that's over. I think we need to let some of these people burn because honestly, I went out there, I really could not call that a fire. I'm not a fire expert, but I do think I have some common sense. Sure.
Garen?
I've been on the commission for going on 12 years now. And Cheryl will back me up on that. That fire ban is the most controversial deal that we get into. I say that's the most controversial thing we get into is a lead gun fire ban. And like Dale's talking about, and I agree with Dale, but in my part of the country, we got 1.25 inches all total over a week. That's too dadgum dry to stop, not have a burn ban. If we're about Center City east of the county line, we got 1.25 inches. So.
Well, that's the problem, we can't do it just one part of the county and the others.
That's the
And I've
problem.
researched it a good bit and we can keep looking into it, but,
That's the problem that we have. One side or one corner will get a bunch of rain, the other doesn't get any. And I think my feeling is, and I'm probably wrong, but the commissioner's job is to look after the whole county as a whole. And we've got to look and see, and we've had 2 wildfires in precinct 2 the last 3 or 5, 6 years. And I don't want another one.
sure,
And it's dry enough to have one out there with the wind blowing like it was yesterday and everything. So,
well, we can keep addressing this, item. And we come in more discussion. We welcome anybody who wants to talk to us, come by. So, the comments?
I might just add, I've said this before, but the law, the general law in the state of Texas is you can burn brush. Various things, what you can burn. That's the general law. There is no burn ban. But the law also provides that the commissioner court can impose a temporary burn ban. The statute got, I don't know if y'all read the statute, it goes on talk about consultation with the Texas Forest Service to determine if we have extraordinarily dry conditions. Where the Texas Forest Service actually recommends imposing burn ban. But the statute goes on and says, well, the commissioner court can impose burn ban. So it goes through the guidelines that you can look at. But basically, you can put in a burn ban. It's temporary. It's
90 days, I think.
We said that you impose a burn ban, then it automatically lifts after 90 days, unless you impose another one. But up to 90 days, you can want to, you can also have. It can't, if the court wanted to, it doesn't have to impose a 100% burn ban over the whole county. If you do it to limited areas, limited purposes, or anything short of it. So that's a good idea, or not if one person gets burned and never can. That's a good idea, but it's really popular. So that's basically what the law of burn ban is. But again, the bottom line is you totally that you want it. Even though the Texas Forest Service not recommend it.
Okay. Thank you for your thoughts. And we can keep looking into this, like I said, weeks come, pray for rain as always, and that'll solve all our problems. Okay, number 6, consider an act on line item budget amendments.
Did we do that?
No. Well, as a consider an act on, see, this was already done before we did the burn ban on Friday. So there's no action taken. We put the burn ban on Friday at lunch. Yeah. And this, of course, this was already published 72 hours before.
But was the temporary burn ban not gonna be until today?
Well, the temporary, I signed the order Friday at lunch for the burn ban until further notice. Okay. All right. Number 6, consider an act on line item budget amendments. Summer, did you have some comments you want to make?
After the first part, my call will come up the line items in the budget, and these are the departments I've been able to get to the end of last month and reconciling my bill. I sat down with each individual in their departments, and go over everything, and they sign off on it. And so this is the one that we approved this time, and I may have to call a special meeting to approve others before we get to the last meeting of the month.
And I know Judge Smith has helped you on some questions regarding it. Thank you, Judge Smith, for helping out. Okay. Any questions, commissioners?
I move we approve the line item budget amendments.
The motion's been made by Commissioner Guerin to approve the line item budget amendments,
I'll second it.
seconded by Commissioner Parton. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Stand again.
One abstain, Commissioner Wright. Okay. Number 7, consider an act on approving bond for Judge Jet Johnson. This has to be done for any judge coming in summer. I believe, is this your having comments on it?
My office will be elected and for the 4-year term.
4-year term. Okay. Any questions, discussion? I'll make a motion to approve my bond.
I'll second your motion.
Second from Commissioner Guerin. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Consider an act on camera and recording equipment purchases and related line item budget transfers. Sheriff Hammond's going to give us an update on all that. Sheriff Hammonds, good morning.
Morning. I think y'all have the bid proposed. Present. Or not?
I believe we do.
I think there was one from S3 in the amount of 80-something thousand, and then the other one was from the Cruise and Waco. We did 40-something thousand. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I rather like when they would get. I'll share with Dale and what he's got.
Got this one.
S3.
Yeah, I got something. I looked at earlier.
Yeah, they're both attached.
Oh, they're together.
Actually, I was wrong on the 40-something. So the bid from Sebastian was $19,685. And then the bid from S3 was $82,947. So I think this is gonna be a major overhaul eventually. But I think with the service that Baptist's gonna supply and then being out of Waco as well for the money right now. Because this could be potentially very expensive overhaul, and I think we need to get into a competitive bidding with some of these companies, and then we're either gonna have to do it in stages or fight for it and get it all done at once. But that's something we need to discuss a little further, but I feel comfortable with the 19,000 something on getting it back where we're recording and working stuff. So, like I said, recent times, past couple of months, we've had some physical contact between inmates and jailers in the back and stuff in our interview room. as well is, not been functioning, so I think that's both two pretty important issues, and that's something that they're gonna be able to come in there and get done probably within just a couple of days. And we'll still be utilizing cameras that are already installed. Basically, we're just pulling all the recorders out, one out and replacing them with refurbished recorders.
Okay. And commissioners, I've been visiting with Sheriff and Deputy Green. Time is kind of the essence, correct? Sheriff Hammond, we need to get this going pretty quick.
Yes. Probably several months back.
Yes.
But I think you saw some issues while you were at your first
Yes,
magistration down there. With
Yes.
The gentleman in the county cell, I think it was.
Yes. and it's very important, especially like you said, our interview room to get these cameras up and going.
Right.
Okay, any questions for Sheriff Hammond?
Do the use DVRs, do they come with any type of warranty?
Yeah, I think it was, is it listed? Let me see. 1 year. Yeah. And that's standard, even if you buy new stuff, is 1 year, so that's why I say for the money, you're getting the same warranty as you would buying a,
New one?
like, S3 is quoting new equipment. And for the money, if you're gonna get a 1 year warranty, I think that's the way to go, to get us through there.
Related line for the transfers, I don't have any of that. Are you just gonna do that through your maintenance?
Well, I didn't post it like that.
Okay, but maybe it just got mixed together.
Okay,
Do we have the funds and equipment? We should be able to just purchase it, which is what I've stated in the past, but I just want to keep the commissioners, kind of in the loop of what's going on out the jail.
Sure.
Potentially, could have a liability issue and without that recording or documentation, that's to the best benefit to have this stuff up in operation and protect the county.
okay.
Any questions?
Any other questions, gentlemen? What now?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll start things off. I'll make a motion that we go ahead and give Sheriff Hammond's I guess you need the requirement to go ahead and purchase to get this ball rolling, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll make a motion. We go ahead and approve this. Number 8, consider an act on camera recording equipment purchases and related line item budget transfers for the sheriff's department.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
I'll stand.
One abstained vote. Okay. Number 9, consider an act on appointment of elected officials to serve on the board of Hill Country Transit District. Judge Smith was previous on this board. And Judge Smith, I believe, is the judge that's usually on this board, correct? Hill Country Transit. And I have already talked to these people and told them that I would be honored to be on that board. So I don't know if there's anything else we need to do on this. Number 9, I guess we'll make a motion then for me to do this. I'll make a motion for myself to be on the board of the Hill Country Transit District. Are there any questions or comments on this? No. So I got a motion and a second from Commissioner Parton. All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Number 10, consider an act on renewing the tax abatement guidelines. And Ed, you might be able to help me with some of this. Every 2 years, we need to review and consider an act on the tax abatements. This is in regards to the wind turbines and whatnot we have throughout our county. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're welcome to come speak to us. Yes, sir. This is a item that comes up every 2 years, I've been told.
Yes, there is a requirement under the bank law, which I believe is 312 of the tax code, 9311, that you have to have criteria and guidelines, and they have to be, reconsidered for every 2 years at a minimum. So it's not just Windhoek, it's for anything. So you could not do anything, the ones that have expired, and if we have a request for abatement, at that time, the court would have to first take the step of having a publication, having consideration to create the guidelines, and then deal with the abatement. So you stretch out your decision time over a couple of meetings. The advantage is if you keep this something current and on the website, it's required to be public. Then anybody that comes in for abatement knows what the rules are. But it would apply to wind turbines, it would apply to solar, it would apply to somebody building a refrigerated warehouse, anything that was
Okay. Any questions, gentlemen?
I think we ought to go ahead and approve it. That way it's in place. You know,
Yes, sir.
that way you don't have to go through it. We did that once, didn't we, Judge Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, had put it off for 2 weeks. And I think it's better just to keep it on in, enforced.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to that effect.
and I'll second it. So we got a motion by Commissioner Guerin, second by me. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Number 11, consider an act on 2023 funding commitment for Hill Country Community Action. Now, my understanding, this is the feeding program, Meals on Wheels. And there's a resolution, I believe I'm supposed to read. I'll read quickly. This organization desires to apply for grant funds from the Texas Department of Ag to supplement and extend existing services for homebound persons in the county who are elderly or have a disability pursuant to the Home Delivered Meal Grant Program. Whereas the program rules require the county in which an organization is providing home delivered meals to make a grant to the organization in order for the organization to be eligible to receive program grant funds. And whereas the program rules require the county to approve the organization's accounting system or fiscal agent in order for the organization to be eligible to receive grant funds, and be it resolved by the county that the county hereby certifies this has made a grant to the organization in the amount of $459 to be used between the 1st of February 2023 and the 31st of January 2024. Introduced, read, and hopefully passed by the affirmative vote on the county on this date, 12th day of September 2022. I'll just vouch on this Meals on Wheels program. My mother used it extensively last year, and it's just a wonderful program for our county. And we also have got some great individuals who work in that program out of the Senior Citizen Center.
Well, also, that's a pretty reasonable price.
Yes.
We can do that.
Yes, I agree. And like I said, there's some wonderful volunteers stepping up that program, so I'm all in favor of it. And I'll make it a motion to approve it.
And I'll second your motion.
Got a motion by me, a second by Commissioner Guerin. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Number 12, discuss signage on county roads pertaining to wind turbines. Commissioner Parton, I think
You want me to take that?
you might want to start the lead. I can kind of preface it, but you're the expert on this right now. So
I've had 3 calls. I guess they did have a vehicle accident out on the 240. Yeah,
Commissioner Guerin.
240 was the county road.
Yeah,
And I did contact the sheriff's department. It was a reported accident or investigated accident. The company is wanting, and I assume that's Blackburn. The company is wanting to know if they furnish funding, if we could put signage up. My take is we can't put signs up on every one of these dirt road corners. 1, they're not gonna stay. 2, you're gonna, on some of them, you're gonna have to put corner ahead and then corner, and I just think, I told the guy, I said, I think it would be time prohibited, and if we had to fund it, money prohibited. He said, well, we'd be willing to invest in the signage. I just don't, personally, I don't feel like we can. I bought it to the court because I've had 3 calls from the same individual. I don't know if they've got some liability issues with their insurance or where they're coming from, but I just want to bring it up that, you know, you're talking about an awful lot of signage in Mills County. If you start posting dirt road tees, dirt road corners,
And expense too.
and expense. So that, it's for discussion, but that's because they keep calling. And I need to be able, I guess, tell them something.
County Attorney Hale, you have any comments on the signage on
Well,
county
I'm not
roads?
sure what you're expecting these signs to say. You know, I guess if we were gonna, I don't know if you're talking about speed limits, that would have to be something that would have to be addressed. Mr. Florida, obviously, there's no way to enforce speed limits on county roads. They're not customarily controlled. County really wants them to be customarily controlled. Like you said, once you start, where do you stop?
Yes.
I know I quit. I was, I close to Griffin Springs one time, not too long ago, going to the state park there. Paved road, but it was a park road. I get to the hill, I see a sign that says, danger, hill obstructs view. And I'm thinking, do we really need a sign that says that? I mean, do we need a sign that tells us, you know, dummy, you can't see on the other side of that hill? So where do you, I mean, where do you start? And plus, I mean, once you put them up, you got the maintenance and upkeep. They're gonna get knocked down for one reason or another. It's going to be a big expense, so.
Yes, sir. Commissioner Garrett.
Have you ever driven through Florida? You see the sign that says turn windshield wipers on when raining?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same deal.
Them guys over ain't real bright. If we put up poles legally, they have to be breakaway. Like the state uses, and they're about, you remember what them things cost, Carol? $300 or $400 to install one, I think. They're higher than them.
Okay.
But supposedly the company says they're willing to fund it, but it still don't give us the manpower or the time to do it.
And I'm sure they're not gonna want to put signs all in the west end of the county and south, there's no wind turbines too.
Well, the guys out here on the east end, they put up signs. You know, they're not white, they're orange looking, you know, says dangerous intersection ahead, you know, blind curve ahead. They did that themselves, you know, for their people, so. You know, they didn't ask for permission, but
Well, you know, I've said this before, those county roads are ours.
yeah,
And nobody needs to put up a sign that's not approved by this.
right,
And if they do, it needs to be taken down. It's
yes, sir.
county attorney position.
Well, during the construction after they get there, because they got their line height signs and everything they check, but they do remove them after
I imagine
construction.
if the construction's over with, they'll take them down. I mean, you know. They're not gonna leave them up there permanent.
We have
I mean-
some down for double court, even for fighting farms and stuff, you know, like Fulton State University. Yeah, got a lot of stuff for that,
Mhm.
but it'll take care of it.
Now, if you got something temporary, if you're working there closed,
Yeah,
Sure.
you need to put up something, danger, truck crossing.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, but nothing is a problem.
maybe Clint can allow this on a highway, like a road construction on a highway. A sign, speed limit sign, it's white and the black letters, that's the law. If it's orange with black letters, that's a suggestion.
Well, it has to say, work area,
Yeah.
work zone. For the increase and the double of the fine. I'm the county attorney, or the side. Clifton's place out here at 16 and 84,
Yeah.
stop sign by Billy Miller. That's a prime example, it says stop, and big red flashing light. They got where they didn't continue to fix the fence, and
Yeah.
people go right through there, from daylight in
Yeah.
dark.
Hmm.
But I mean, the wind turbine company, when they have an accident out there, they just need to get a copy of our report, and then they can claim the liabilities of that person's insurance, and get a refund for the repair.
Okay.
Several years ago, we put up a stop sign out here on the first project with wind turbines. It took a month for the court to approve that stop sign, and after we had it approved, it took another month to get rid of it, and we never used it. And the planning department at that point, we changed directions of traffic, we had to have one of those signs put up. Wasn't any good, we never even put it up.
Basically, we're just getting into a lot of Barnard. I know.
Yeah.
Love, hang them in their barn.
Okay, any more discussion? County Attorney, how are we supposed to do anything on this? We've discussed it.
Let's just go here and discuss.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I mean, it comes down to what, you can't just say signage, I mean,
Yeah.
what is it you're talking about? You're talking about, speed limit for stop signs, whatever. It has to be, before you put up the sign, there has to be an action on the part of the commission court to say, there should be a stop sign at this particular intersection. Or whatever it is.
I think
But this is
there's,
just a discussion on it.
Okay.
It's not any action.
Okay.
I think there's one, a book in your office, maybe it's got that thick. And that's the deal that's on traffic signs.
Okay, I'll read that tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Any other discussion? Is that it? Okay, number 13, consider an act on letting the portable building be used by precinct number 1. Commissioner Wright,
What I did on this, of course, I moved it off our lot down here and moved it out to precinct one. I went into the building in order to take a air conditioning unit off the side of the building. What I'd like to do is let precinct one use that. We'd like to build we store our tools, we store our filters, all, we have one, but it's very small, but that's what I'm asking to do. And I wouldn't be sure if we owned that portable building. And, got a deal here, said we own it, and, EMS in Hamilton, they don't have anything to do with it.
okay.
What's on the outside of what's on the inside, so.
And again, your plans to use this for storage, for locking up your tools, et cetera, right behind your,
Filters,
Uh-huh.
yes, that's what our plan for.
okay. Any questions? I'll make a motion that we let building be used by precinct number 1.
Second,
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Number 14, consider an act on declaring the televisions, bunk beds, other items in portable building as surplus and salvage. And for Commissioner Wright starts, I went out there to look at everything and they took a detailed inventory of everything. And I basically stuck my head in for about 30 seconds and there's a lot of what I call just junk in there basically. But Commissioner Wright's going to talk about this. They took a full inventory of everything that's in there. So Commissioner Wright.
what we'd like to do is inventory is declare one that's surplus or salvage. And get a hold of the fire departments. And let the fire departments come by, the fire chiefs, and let them look at it. They want the bunk bed, they want the TVs, or any of that emergency equipment. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if any of it works. They can have the air conditioning that we took out of the building, they can have it all. But all we're interested in is just the building itself.
And there's a detailed 5 pages of inventory that Commissioner Wright's hands have listed everything in this portable building.
And now salvage or surplus, I mean, it has to be sold. or it can be transferred to another, governmental or charitable organization, so. I mean, some of it may be one thing, some of it might be something else. Maybe you can transfer what you want to, maybe sell some of it, at some point in time, you're gonna be left with the stuff, I guess, you can't do anything with, it would need to be categorized as crap.
House shoes, colored books.
Yeah.
Bed covers.
So,
puzzle books.
classifying it as salvage or surplus leads to another process, which is how they want to do with it. That means it generates some money, or it can be transferred to another department, heritage. But once you get through that, then at some point, you're going to have a list of things to come back to the court to declare scrap of it.
How do I determine what they are, Gerald? That's the problem. It's a lot, some of them marketed for the EMS that they use. I don't know what they're worth.
Well, I would say, we said fire department might want some of it. Get them to look at it and see what they want. Which you gotta bring that back to the court for all the times that transfer. Let them have what they want. And then determine whatever you have left. Determine the thing that can be sold. If it can, take it out to Cowboys or whatever other process you can do. Sell it. Then eventually you're going to be left with stuff that you can't do anything with. So at that point, come back to the board and ask Rick to declare the scrap, so you basically throw it away. And I think that's part of the process.
Well, that's the reason I wanted, I just listed the bunk bed and my sofa and the TV, like I'm saying, we listed that. For the fire department, we don't have the need for any of that stuff, so, but I didn't know how to list it on this.
Maybe start, I don't know if anybody would want any other but the fire department. But maybe start with them, your data and your list, and see if, or any of the other fire departments. To see if they want any of it. And, maybe at the same time, talk to Cowboy and see if some other, you think some other can be sold within the auction. Maybe you can bring both of those lists to the court at the same time, we're going to transfer these to the pretty fire department or whatever, we're going to take these to Cowboy's sale. And what you have, we're going to declare as crap. I think you can do all that at the same time. It's going to take members of your part to communicate this and basically what anybody might want, either whether it's Cowboy or fire department.
Should I phrase this motion I'm about to make to give Commissioner Wright permission to pursue searching for the surplus and salvage items?
Well, you could go ahead and declare all of it as certain.
Okay,
But the statute says, but if it can't be transferred to another organization, or if it can't be sold, it to be recategorized as scrap. So that leads to another meeting.
Sure.
You could all go ahead, categorize all of it as surplus and scrap today, and then put Mike in for it.
Okay.
Do what I just outlined for it. What you can transfer, what you can sell, what you can't, and come back to the board with that.
okay. Any other questions? Well, I'll make a motion that Commissioner Wright proceed with the items previously mentioned and this portable building surplus and salvage, and we will come back to a later date, the Commissioner's Court, for whatever else might be scrap. Is that a good way to word that?
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
My call, or
How about the house shoes?
Number 15, consider an act on declaring Judge Ed Smith's desk plaque as scrap. It's we go by the rules, of course, Judge Smith, so we'll make sure we do this properly. So I'll make a motion, we approve this as scrap.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, we can give it to them now. Okay, number 16, discuss EMS station project. Guy Burns, you're our point man on this right now. give us, if you'll please come up here, speak to our mic and give us an update on what's going on the last couple of weeks since our last commissioners meeting.
Good morning. There hasn't been any movement since the last commissioners meeting. The holdup, we've got actually three things that have not made progress. Number one is to have the contract signed. And number two, the fence, the contractor, Jed.
I didn't hear back from you.
Okay, so the fence contractor has not moved the fence yet, and also we've not got a surveyor out there to mark 4 corners. We're coming up on a deadline in 2 weeks, which is today, that the contract needs to be signed and first draw needs to be done by next commissioner's court if we're to make the deadline of summer set. So
And I'll interject real quick. I do have approval to sign this contract, and my plan is to go to County Attorney Hale's office just to verify everything on that contract, and I will sign it today unless something changes, okay?
okay. I spoke to Carol Harris, Basic IDIQ, who's the area manager, and I asked him what the issues were, and he informed me they have a fence contract. They also have a survey, so if the court decides that they don't want to wait, because it's, I don't know what the holdup is, I do know that the surveyor sometimes takes a couple of months because they're just so backed up. And also, I don't know what the situation with the fencing contractor is, but as an option, Basic IDIQ, they do have their own fencing contractor and their own surveyor. So
Okay.
I just like to give that information before.
I'd say go with, get them to bring their surveyor on. Ain't no telling when them guys up yonder will ever come down.
Okay.
That'd be my suggestion.
Okay.
Well, I'd let Terrell know I will contact him after commissioner's court and let him know what court decides on. So,
County Attorney Hale, any questions you got on this? Well, I'll come by sometime and sign that contract. Have you looked at that contract before?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll come by today and we'll get it signed. Okay, any other questions for,
You did it already.
I've been told it's been approved previously, so. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Burns?
Am I still waiting on Kroger? I talked to him and he was gonna be there the next day, but.
Yeah, there was
We
a,
had the rain.
my understanding is, fencing contractor is such a small job that he's gonna do it in between bigger jobs, and there was a window there, and for some reason it got delayed or it didn't get done, so he moved on to the next job. I don't know how long it's gonna take on the other job before he'll have time to come back.
I'll see if I can find out where you got them.
Okay,
I think he might get through some other ones in the county. Let him be a quick job, if they can do it.
okay, any other questions? All right, Guy, after the meeting with you, I'll get that contract to me. I'll visit the County Attorney Hale and get that contract signed, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Guy. Okay, number 17, Commissioners' requests and reports, Commissioner Wright.
Been building roads, working with contractors on County Road 429, water, phone, electricity. We had to close down the intersection of 429 and 423 for 2 hours Friday. We had a temporary road built around the intersection where we didn't stop traffic whatsoever. Everything was that fine. That's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Guerin.
We've been hauling some material from the pit up there on some county road. Before that, we were blading and, while we had some moisture. That's about all we got going.
Okay, Commissioner Parton.
We've been blading roads, got, decent moisture right now. We need to finish hauling our dirt. They've got some dirt available again, but I think we're gonna finish or get as far on blading roads as we can while we got some moisture. And effective, I've got to meet with Dan tomorrow, possibly effective Monday, we're gonna start our concrete project on 195.
Okay,
That will be busy.
okay, thank you. Number 18, judge's report. Only report I got last Friday, we had we went through the bid seal process with the old EMS building. County Attorney Hale was there, I was there. We had some individuals came up and the minimum bid on this old EMS building was $146,000 and some dollars. I can't remember that. $710. Okay, $146,710. Anyway, they told us they did not meet the minimum bid, and I believe in our contract, we had a minimum bid of this figure. So the building did not sell. So I believe the process, County Attorney Hale, the next Commissioners Court meeting, we need to figure out what we're gonna do. And County Attorney Hale told us there's 3 choices we can choose on getting rid of this building process. And next Commissioners Court meeting, we'll get this on the agenda to discuss this. Did I state that properly?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all I have.
I'll second.
So we got a motion and a second. Meeting adjourned. All those in favor? I guess you're in favor. Yeah. Ha. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.